Hello and welcome to the Adult Learning Styles course. The course is presented in several lessons. In this first lesson, we will introduce and define the 7 adult learning styles and how they differ from each other. We will also start looking at how these learning styles can be introduced into your training content to improve learning outcomes for your learners. In subsequent lessons, we will drill down into each learning style in more detail and discuss strategies for integrating the different styles into your training sessions. By understanding learning styles, you can design and implement effective training experiences that cater to diverse learner groups and promote better learning outcomes. In this lesson, we will introduce each learning style and profile the learners that prefer various styles. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to learn better through visuals, while others prefer hands-on activities or group discussions? Or have you ever struggled to retain information from a lecture but found it easy to remember details from written text? You might prefer to learn a certain way in one situation, but a completely different way in another situation? That's because each of us has a unique combination of learning styles that we prefer to use to acquire and process information. There are 7 widely accepted adult learning styles. They are visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, reading and writing learners, social learners, solitary learners, and logical learners. In this next section, we will take a closer look at each learning style. To help me out on this section, I'm bringing in a friend. Visual learners prefer to learn through images, videos, diagrams, and other visual aids. They often have a strong ability to remember details and can quickly recall information when presented with a visual cue. They may struggle with written instructions or lectures that do not include visual aids.
Auditory learners learn best through sound, such as lectures, discussions, and audio recordings. They have a good ability to remember what they hear and may struggle with written instructions or visual aids that do not have an accompanying audio component.
Next, kinesthetic learners learn best through hands-on activities and physical experiences. They have a good sense of body awareness and can quickly understand how to complete a task through trial and error. They may struggle with lectures or written instructions that do not include hands-on activities.
Reading and writing learners prefer to learn through written materials, such as textbooks, notes, and written instructions. They have a strong ability to absorb information through reading and often enjoy taking notes and summarizing information in their own words. They may struggle with oral presentations or activities that do not involve reading and writing.
Social learners thrive in group settings and enjoy learning through discussions, group projects, and collaboration. They have a strong ability to connect with others and may struggle with independent learning or activities that do not involve social interaction.
Solitary learners prefer to learn independently and enjoy activities such as self-study, online learning, and reflective thinking. They have a strong ability to focus in a solitary setting. However, they may struggle with group activities or activities that do not allow for quiet reflection.
Next, logical and mathematical learners prefer to learn through reasoning and logic, and may benefit from problem-solving activities, experiments, and case studies. They like flowcharts and diagrams. They may struggle with activities that may seem unstructured or free-flowing. Let's review. Here are the 7 adult learning styles. Visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, reading and writing learners, social learners, solitary learners, and logical and mathematical learners.
It's important to note that individuals may have a combination of preferred learning styles for different situations. For example, someone might be a visual learner when it comes to learning a new business process, but an auditory learner when it comes to learning a new language. By using a combination of learning styles, you can design and implement effective learning experiences that cater to your learners' needs and preferences, and ultimately promote better learning outcomes. This is why blended learning can be very effective for adults. Blended learning refers to combining multiple training delivery styles in one training session or course. In this way, you can engage with learners at least some of the time in their preferred learning styles. Blended learning also helps to re-engage and reinvigorate learners by breaking a presentation pattern that may have become monotonous because only one delivery style is used.
Another way to engage with different learning styles is to give learners the option to choose how they will interact with course content. For example, the same content may be presented in written form as well as a presentation video. The learner can choose one option, or maybe both.
To get a better understanding of the styles, let's take a quick look at examples of training formats that can be used for each learning style. Visual learners prefer training formats like presentations, videos, infographics, diagrams, and flowcharts. Auditory learners tend to prefer training formats such as lectures, group discussions, podcasts, and audio recordings. Kinesthetic learners like action. They tend to prefer training formats like role-playing, simulations, hands-on activities, and interactive games. Reading and writing learners tend to learn best with these formats: written materials, note-taking, reading assignments, and quizzes.
Social learners learn best when they can interact with others. Training formats can include group discussions, team projects, brainstorming sessions, and peer feedback. Solitary learners tend to prefer training formats that include self-paced courses, online learning, reading, and individual projects. Logical learners tend to like training formats such as workshops, real-life examples, problem-solving activities, group discussions, and process flow reviews.
This completes the introduction to the 7 adult learning styles. We discussed some training formats or training modalities for each learning style. In the course materials, there is an infographic that provides a quick overview of suggested training formats and techniques for each of the 7 learning styles. In the next lessons, we will take a deep dive into each learning style.